Hi everyone and welcome to another lesson from Korean Studio. My name is Kim Gi-hwan. Now in this lesson we are going to learn a fairly simple concept and we're going to learn how to say this and that in Korean. So let's begin. So to learn how to say this and that in Korean, there are three very key syllables that we need to learn about and understand the concept of these three syllables. And they are 이, 그, and 저. And to understand how they function, if you think about the words this and that in English, they can function as a pronoun, but they can also function as a determiner. So I can say, I like this or I like that. And in those sentences, this and that function as pronouns, right? So like they are used on their own. But I can also say, I like this pen or I like that pen. Then in those sentences, this and that function as determiners. They help to determine what that noun is, this pen or that pen. But in Korean, 이, 그, and 저 always function as a determiner, meaning that they always have to be used with another word, generally a noun. So that's the key concept that we need to be familiar with in terms of the grammatical function. 이, 그, and 저 function as determiners. But the other important concept is their meaning, because they all function as they all like individually, but basically we're learning to say this and that, but we have three key syllables, 이, 그, and 저. So you need to understand how the meaning behind these syllables. And basically, we use 이 to refer to something close to the speaker. So 이 is similar to this. In Korean, we don't differentiate between plural, singular, and plural. So 이 can mean this or these. And then we have 그 and 저. They both mean that, but they have a slightly different meaning. We use 그 to refer to something far away from the speaker, but close to the listener. And 그 also has another function where we use 그 to refer to something that is not in that particular situation. So in English, when we say things like, oh, you know that teacher, because obviously the teacher's not in the room and we're just talking about that teacher. And to function like, to refer to someone or something not in that particular situation, somewhere else, then we use 그. So that's the other function of 그. And then we have 저, and we use 저 to refer to something that's far from both the speaker and the listener. Okay, so with that in mind, let's take a look at some common phrases that we use 이, 그, and 저 with. First of all, to form the pronoun this, we use 이 with the noun 것. Okay, so we say, not just 이, but we use 이, we combine 이, 그, 저 with a pronoun, with a noun 것. 것 in Korean is called 의존명사. In English, it can be referred to as bound noun or dependent noun. But the key thing to remember is that 것 is never used on its own. So when we say 이 것, it essentially means this thing, but it functions in a similar way to this in English. So we can say 이것, 그것, and 저것. In general, in writing, you should always write them as 이것, 그것, 저것. But in speech, we often drop the 시옷 받침. So we say 이거, 그거, 저거. And they just mean, although they mean this thing or that thing, they function like this in English. We also commonly use 이 with the noun 곳. And 곳 is a noun that means place. So we can say 이곳, 그곳, 저곳. So that means like this place or that place. And again, because 그 and 저 have different meaning, we would say 그곳 to refer to the place where the speaker, the listener is in. And then we would say 저곳 to refer to a place that's far from both the speaker and the listener. And then we have, we can use 이, 그, and 저 with the noun 쪽. And 쪽 can mean side or this way and so on. So we can say 이쪽, 그쪽, 저쪽. So let's say, for example, you're in a restaurant and you and your friends trying to decide where to sit in the restaurant. And then you can say, oh, like 저쪽에 앉자. Let's sit on that side. So you can say 저쪽에 앉자. 저쪽. Or if you are driving and like, you know, when someone gives you directions, like go that way or go this way. To say go this way, and you can say 이쪽으로 가. 이쪽으로 가 means go that way. So these words are very common in everyday speech. But as well as these phrases, 이, 그, and 저 can combine with basically any noun to say this thing or that thing or and so on. So we can say like 이 사람 means this person, 저 의자 means that chair, 그 친구, that friend, 이 카메라, this camera, 이 선생님, this teacher, 저 curtain, there's a curtain over there, that curtain, and so on. So you can just combine it with any nouns, just similar to how we use the words this and that in English, how they can be used with other nouns as well. So I think you now have a pretty clear idea of how 이, 그, 저, and work. But just to reiterate, we use 이 to refer to something close to the speaker, 그 to refer to something far from the speaker but close to the listener, and we can also use 그 to refer to something not in that particular situation, and we use 저 to refer to something that's far from both the speaker and the listener. Okay, so I hope you now have a very clear understanding of how to say this and that in Korean. That's it for today, and I look forward to seeing you soon again. Bye-bye.